Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Cat's Track. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this with your friends. Today's episode is with my friend Amie Peacock. Amie was born in the Philippines and lives in beautiful Vancouver. She tells me that her family is a replica of what community is: chaotic, complicated, messy relationship with disappointment at times. And she said that is where kindness, love, lessons about real life happens, and forgiveness. Amie was raised by her whole village because her mother became a sole provider after her father died, and with 10 mouths to feed. She tells me that this is the reason why connection is so important to her. It pre-exposed Amie to the work that she does now. Besides her loved ones, Amie is driven by vision and purpose in life to alleviate the pain and suffering of others through friendship and community. Her energy comes from figuring out how the pieces can fit into the bigger picture. And you'll find her full bio attached. Amie, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, Catherine. Thank you so much for having me.
I look forward. This is going to be great.
Mhm.
Are you ready for the questions?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. The first one being, what's been your greatest challenge in the last few months?
Being, I guess, being at home, working at home. Um, I am an extrovert, and I actually get my energy by being in large community. And it's also I get my creativity by just having observing and watching others do the things that they love to do. And so being at home, working at home day in and day out can be very challenging.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm an extrovert too, or at least I am now. I wasn't when I was young, but man, I'm even pre-recording, right? We were talking about that, how we
Yeah,
miss seeing people as much as we did.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And what about the three things that you'd like to share with the audience?
COVID-19 is a very difficult thing for everybody. We know that. There are certain things that we came to enjoy before, and we are limited to doing that today. But the three things I want to encourage all of us, including myself, is that this is not permanent, and that if any one of us is struggling, reach out to others, reach out to people that maybe we have lost contact with, reach out to them. And then that's the first. And then the second thing, just because we are in the lockdown, that does not mean that that we have to stop living. It means for us that we have to re-examine perhaps where we're at. Maybe in the difficult times that we are in, there is an opportunity to be discovered. So discover what it is. And then the third things that I want to encourage all of us, this is an opportunity to be creative again and to be to go out and reinvent ourselves. When we were young, we're very creative people. And somehow along the way, life takes over and we stop playing. And then we go in this rut of life. And next thing you know, we come to a certain age and you look back, oh, what just happens? But it's not too late. I think this COVID-19, what taught me is that this is a time where I can rediscover myself again, where I can say, hey, wait a minute. You know that thing that I always wanted to do? Maybe this is the right thing to do. And then take the risk because honestly, the greatest things is when you discover life is we actually do it and not just thinking about it, do it. So those are the three things.
Oh, I love it. So good. And you're right. We lose creativity as we get older, and that childlike mentality or intense curiosity is so important, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that word intense. Yes, intense creativity. It's what makes us alive, I think. You know, imagination is powerful. Imagination, the people oftentimes who imagine big things in the world. Sometimes we shame them, we doubt them, but those are the people who changes the world. And
Yeah.
so if we have people like that who could imagine great things, you know what I do now with my team? I say to them, perfect. I love it. Even though sometimes in the back of my head was like, I wonder what would look like. But I say to them, I love it. Let's go for it. And you know what? If we fail together. We're also going to learn together,
Yeah.
and it's freedom for them. They told me just a few days ago, and they said, Ami, it's such a freedom because we've never heard of it from any leaders in the past, where we
Wow.
can express ourselves. But with you give us this opportunity to discover ourselves and at the same time changing the world. And
I
it's
love it.
beautiful to see and beautiful to watch.
Oh, I love it, Amy. Thank you so much. Well, what about your good news or legacy or anything you want in closing?
The one that I would love in closing, sometimes they said when you are leading, if you are at the top, it can be lonely. But actually, for me, I surround myself with people. I don't often think myself that I am at the top. I think my lesson is that I'm bringing people to the top. And then my role is supporting them from the ground up so that I can lift them up to the top. And I love the quote that Mother Teresa said in the past. And I think of this in my work. Alone, I cannot change the world. But all I can do, I'm hoping that that is my legacy, is to keep loving people that I come to know, the people that I work with, so that they can rediscover their strength and their purpose in life. And by doing that, that they too will create their own ripple effect so that then through that they can affect more people, people who are hurting because of social isolation and loneliness, and because of the distancing that we have come to experience through COVID-19. That I am hoping would be my legacy. And if people will think of my work as one thing, it would be that I love them without any prejudices. I just care for them for who they are, and there is no expectations. There is no that they are welcome all the time. That I make myself available all of the time. So I'm hoping that that is my legacy.
That's very exciting. I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Amy. I love it.
It is my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Everyone, that was my dear friend, Amie Peacock. Check out her awesome practice and all the great things that she does in the world. And thank you again for joining us for on Cat's Track. We'll see you next time.